All right, we're live. What's going on, people? All right, tonight I want to talk about 5 things coaches need to stop doing on their calls if they want to enroll more clients. All right, let's just jump right in. Let me switch I felt like breaking on my iPad tonight. So here we go. So the first thing coaches need to stop doing on their calls is allowing this vague language. What's vague language? Well, when someone tells you something like, I put on a ton of weight over, over the last, recently. Okay, so what's a ton of weight? Is that 10 pounds, 50 pounds? To a fit person, 10 pounds is a ton of weight. To someone severely overweight, it could be 100 pounds, right? So don't let vague answers slide. And how long? I've been doing this for a while. Well, how long is a while? Right? Is it a month, 6 months, 6 years, 10 years? So don't let that vague thing happen. It happens all the time. Like they'll say, "Oh, it's horrible." You know what I mean? No, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean when you say horrible? What do you mean? So it's really about getting specific, because if you don't, then there's no juice, right? And don't tell them. Telling's not selling, right? So take your statements and turn them into questions. So if you're going to do that, but when they answer you with something vague, it doesn't matter. When you say, "Oh, it's horrible," "Oh, it's the worst," like, what does that mean? I have no idea. Okay? And then let's go to number 2 here. Oops. All right, number 2 thing you need to stop doing. This is a big one. I mentioned this a lot. It's rapport seeking. Trying too hard to get rapport. Needing to be liked. Laughing at their jokes when it's not funny. When they laugh at something, like this happens on the call a lot too. So they'll tell you something that's really bad and then they laugh. It's a pattern that happens all the time. So they'll say something horrible and then laugh, and then you laugh with them. Like, don't do that. Don't laugh at their jokes. Don't be rapport seeking. If they like you, that's cool, but it's not necessary, believe it or not. Everyone says people need to know, like, and trust you. It's not true. They don't need to really know you. They need to know of you, but they don't need to know you well. They don't even need to really like you, but they do need to trust you. Okay? Whether they like you or not, it's not going to dictate whether they sign up. If you're selling something cheap in a commodity, then yeah, cool. But when you sell $10,000 coaching, it doesn't matter. They need to believe that they trust that you can help them get the result. All right, let's go here. We're at number 3. All right, so another thing you're going to stop doing is like allowing people to get by with without challenging, like letting limiting beliefs and mindset blocks. Okay, you hear some pattern, you hear some language pattern, some limiting beliefs, some bullshit, some incongruency, something that's off, and you allow it. You can't allow it. You have to be able to challenge it. On one hand, they'll tell you one thing, and then 2 minutes later, they're going to contradict it, soften, say something different, and you never call it out, never ask questions. There's tons of ways to do it. You don't have to put their face in and say, "Earlier you said this, now you're saying this." You don't have to do it like that, but you can take it for more of like a confused approach. Like, I think I'm missing something. Earlier you had mentioned this, and now you're saying this, so I'm just curious, what's changed since then? And then they're going to give you, "Oh, no, I'm BSing myself," right? If they have mindset blocks around worthiness, around money, around all these things, you have to handle them early in the call, not wait till they become an objection at the end, okay? That does not work. All right, let's go to number 4. All right. This one is really big. Okay, so coaches will do fine at the beginning of the call. Their tone is good. Everything's good. And then something happens with their energy. Energy kind of changes or shifts. And this is usually around, they start talking about the offer. Their tone changes. Their energy changes. The price for sure. And then if they get any objections. Now, sometimes people are pretty good through through the offer and even maybe the price. But then when they get objection, their whole energy changes. It's just like they either shrink or they get like energy is combative, even if they're not being combative. So that's not good. All right, and the last one here. This is a big one I say all the time. The thing you need to stop doing, you need to stop getting sold. This is a big one. People get sold on other the client's stories. They believe it. They believe that they're broke. They believe all these things. I had a coaching call with a client today. I had a couple of them, but one specifically. And he had mentioned that some lady said, well, if you really, really want to help people, then you would do it for less. And it was like a ridiculous amount of money, right? And we got to be careful that we can't believe these people's stories, right? Because on one hand, talk about incongruencies. One lady, this lady had said something that she's really proud because she has a marketing job and she's doing really well, and then she's doing great, right? And then on the next hand, she's saying that's too much money for the program. And he's not even charging a lot yet. He's on a low side. And then she said, well, if it was, you would charge this for it. So she went, she was talking like $400 for a coaching program, right? And this lady was just saying how great of a marketing career she has, right? And all this stuff. So which one is it? Either she, if she does have a marketing career, then she just doesn't feel that the program is worth the money, or she doesn't feel she's worth investing in? Or is it that maybe her marketing job isn't that great and she doesn't have the money? So there's just incongruencies there. But bottom line is we can't get sold on their stories. So I told them, it doesn't matter so much what's true as is it useful, right? If someone is broke, has no money, is homeless, that might be true, but is it useful? No. Like, why couldn't you figure a way to, how I own it is like, why couldn't I find a way for them to to ask that rich uncle for money, or to motivate them to get a job or something, right? I can't change if they're broke or homeless or whatever. That doesn't matter. Who cares? But the thing you got to remember is the reason why that they're broke is the same reason that they're coming to you for, right? Because it's so trippy. I'll do another video on that. I think I talked about that briefly, but I'll do that another time. So getting sold on their stories, on their limiting beliefs, and on their BS. I mean, it's total BS. They can't, their thinking has got them to where they are right now. And their limiting beliefs and all those thought patterns, they're not going to be able to get to where they want to go thinking like they are thinking from where they're at, right? So the only way they're going to be able to achieve it is they're going to have a new identity, they have to be the person who deserves the outcome. And what behavior do they have to have? If they want to make $20K a month, if they want to be whatever, they can't think like they do when they're making $2K a month. The person who makes $2K a month and who makes $20K a month, they think differently. And it's not until the person who makes $2K a month starts thinking like the person who makes $20K a month that they'll actually get there. So let me just review this real quick, guys. So number one is to eliminate vague language. Do not let that slide. Clarification, specificity is where all the power comes from. When people realize, holy cow, it's worse than I thought, right? Don't seek to get rapport. Stop it. It just kills your frame. It kills your status, and it just makes you needy. And you don't need it. You don't need to be needy, right? So heck with that. 3 is don't let limiting beliefs, mindset blocks, incongruency slide. You need to call them out. You need to call them out. Start challenging them early, because you're going to need to do it towards the end if they have a lot of resistance. And work on your energy. Practice if someone says something to you that's even off, that you don't change your state. You just stay in the same energy. Everything's cool. Hey, no worries. If you're talking like this to the call, hey, no worries. Do what you need to do. Move the money around. Take the time. But let me ask you, before you go and do that, boom, and then you ask the question, you're still in the call, okay? You find out. You don't go, well, earlier you told me you were committed to doing it, and now you need to go think about it? What do you need to think about? Like, dude, that doesn't work. Don't do that crap, right? Or don't go, okay, go think about it. That doesn't work either, okay? So your energy is important. And then the last one, don't get sold. You have to have so much certainty in how you can help people and what you do and how good you are at doing it. And that you just understand that that's just their stories. And you would have the same stories if you've been through the same stuff they did. That's why you need the 200% certainty, so that you have 100% certainty for you and 100% certainty that they can borrow from you. They need that. And if you eliminate these 5 things on your call, I'm telling you, enrollment rate can go up 10, 20% overnight. Like, seriously. Give it a shot. Let me know. if it works for you, let me know. I'll take whatever. You can send me something on Venmo. Just kidding. Anyway, all right, guys. I'm putting together something new that's going to come out next week. I'm putting it out next week. It's going to start in March. It's an enrollment accelerator. It's going to be insane. It's not going to be at the usual crazy high ticket price I charge. It's going to be a lot more affordable, and it's going to get you quick results fast. So if you're stuck at any kind of 20% enrollment rate or less, and you need to get a quick boost of like at least 10 to 20% higher, then you might want to get the deets on that. So comment below enrollment accelerator if you want, or send me a message. Some people are shy. They don't want. I don't want to put it in the comments. All right, whatever, freak. Just email. Facebook message me. Enrollment accelerator. If you can spell it, you might have to Google it, freaks. Anyway, all right, everyone. Have a good night. I'm just having fun. See ya. Bye.